ticking away, the moments that make up the dull day are frittering waste, hours in an offhand way, kicking around on a piece of ground in your own town, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jimmy, the singing real estate agent, coming to you from beautiful sunny Albuquerque, New Mexico. As always, I am a licensed agent here in New Mexico, serving the greater Albuquerque area. So if you got questions about buying or selling a home, or just questions about the market in general, hit me up. I would love to help you out and answer all of your questions. So this episode, I'm gonna talk about why now is the time to move to Albuquerque. And if you haven't already watched my last video titled Moving to Albuquerque, live market update for August of 2024, you're gonna wanna go ahead and watch that also. Because in that video, I really break down exactly what's going on in the market, primarily from our data that we got from our MLS here, right here local. So not relying on a big nationwide company, but relying on local data that we collect through our MLS. I break it down, I talk about the statistics, the analytics, exactly what's going on in our market, how the trends show what's likely to happen, and how it impacts you. So go ahead and check out that video if you haven't already. All right, so before we get too far into this, I don't want to forget to remind you, hit that subscribe button, give me a like if you find this content good and valuable and useful. That's always my goal. My goal with this channel is just to connect with people and provide valuable information. If you like what I'm doing, leave some comments. If you got some questions, hit me up. If you want more information about something, as always, I'm ready to help you. All right, so it's really pretty easy for any agent anywhere across the country to say, now's the time you need to move to fill in the blank, right? Anybody can say that, anybody can make that claim. And really what makes it valid is if you can back it up with the numbers, if you can back it up with the data. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do for you guys today. I'm gonna tell you why now's the time to move to Albuquerque, why you don't wanna wait any longer. Stop wasting time. You're losing money every single month that you wait and you're putting off that decision. Maybe you're waiting on interest rates to come down, and I would love to talk to you about why that is such a bad idea. I wish it was a good idea because it is so prevalent. So many people are thinking that way, but the reality is that it is very likely gonna cost you a whole lot of money if you keep waiting for interest rates to come down and thinking that somehow this is gonna save you money, your mortgage is gonna be lower. The reality is that the market is moving faster and will likely move much faster as interest rates do come down. They're gonna move so much faster than anything you would have possibly saved from a lower interest rate. So in the long run, it's just a bad idea. And if you talk with a financial advisor, if you talk with a mortgage broker, talk with somebody you trust, they're gonna tell you the same things. Okay, so like I already mentioned, if you haven't watched my last video yet, you are gonna wanna take a look at it because that's where I really break a lot of the data down into the details. We get down into the weeds of exactly what we're seeing from last month, what we're seeing over the course of the whole year, how it impacts our market here. And so the data that I'm gonna talk about today, I actually pulled from Redfin. I'm not sponsored by Redfin. I'm not associated with Redfin. This is all public information that anybody can go online and search. And so here's some of the stuff that I wanna point out based on what Redfin is saying specifically about our market here in New Mexico. And one of those first things that just really pops out to me is that Redfin is showing that New Mexico has sustained an 8.8% growth rate on the value of homes over the last year. 8.8%, that's a lot of growth. Let that sink in for a second. The cost of waiting a year for this market here cost you 8.8% of whatever the total cost of that home was. Now those are just numbers, but when we put them into context and compare them to some of our neighbors and other desirable markets, that's where the rubber really meets the road and we start to understand, just how strong the New Mexico market is, just how strong the market is here in Albuquerque, and how beneficial it is to buy into this market to invest here. So Colorado, super cool state. Love it. I've spent a lot of time there. Redfin reported that last year they showed a 1.7% growth. That's not a lot, and Colorado's got a lot of cool stuff going on for them. But only 1.7% growth. You know, for most of us, buying a home is the single biggest investment, single biggest purchase we will make in our entire lives. Wouldn't you want to make a lot on that investment? I sure do. I really want my clients to. So if my clients are asking me, you know, where's a good place to invest my money in the form of real estate, New Mexico wins out over Colorado. 8.8 over 1.7. Doesn't take a lot to figure that one out. Okay, so here's another market that a lot of people are really interested in. California. California's got a lot of amazing things. Now their market was much healthier than Colorado, but still only 6.8% growth over last year. So a 6.8% increase, generally speaking, on the real estate market. Once again, New Mexico is sitting at 8.8. We're still beating out California. All right, next we're gonna take a look at Texas. Now Texas did really, really poorly. And Texas is a huge state, so it's a really big database and it's kind of apples and oranges, but they are a similar market in a lot of ways. Texas only showed a 0.5% increase in their real estate market over the course of a year, according to Redfin. Not very good. So once again, if I'm advising my clients where to invest their money in the form of real estate, it's not gonna be Texas. It's gonna be in New Mexico. Okay, so let's take a look at our brothers over right next door, Arizona. Only 2.1% growth according to Redfin. So over the course of a year, the real estate market only grew by 2.1% in value compared to 8.8 once again in New Mexico. So just those numbers alone are powerful. Okay, so here's another thing that I want you to consider. One thing that a lot of the experts and economists really use to measure the health of a real estate market is how long is the monthly supply. How many months supply is there at any given point on the market for homes available to possible buyers? Well, New Mexico is actually sitting really healthy. A lot of experts would say that a 4-month supply is pretty much ideal. If we get higher than 4 months, then there's not enough demand. If we're way below 4 months, then there's a whole lot of demand, which creates a whole lot of competition, which makes it very difficult to buy a home. New Mexico is sitting at that magic number of 4 months supply. 4 months supply here in New Mexico. That's really, really good. Also, here's something pretty cool. For Albuquerque, once again, according to Redfin, in the month of July, 6.2% of all the homes that sold above the list price. That's a healthy market. That's a really healthy market. That's a market where people want to move in, want to get into, and there's a really good reason why, and I'm about to get into that. All right, so here's the deal, guys. More than ever, people are moving and migrating and relocating. So this is somewhat of a generational shift, a generational change. I'm a little bit older, my parents are much older, and if we go back to kind of that baby boomer generation, what we see is that it was very, very common for somebody to go into the work field, the work industry, and really stay with the same employer their entire career and then receive a retirement from that employer. And the numbers just tell us that that really doesn't happen very much anymore. This is a much more fluid market, work area, especially after the pandemic. What did we see? More and more people can work from home. More and more people have complete choice over where they want to live. They're no longer tied to, I gotta go into the office, I have to be here. So companies are adjusting more and more to those desires that people have to be able to live wherever they want to live and still work from right there in their home or, at the coffee shop or wherever. So this is what it creates. It creates the ability for people to move around the country a whole lot more and a whole lot easier than they ever have been able to in the past. And so here's what we're seeing. So once again, I'm pulling my data from Redfin today. So thank you, Redfin. Once again, I'm not associated with them anyway, but I just chose them for data today. So here's what we're seeing. The top 5 places across the country that people are moving to according to Redfin. Number 1, Sacramento. Number 2, Sarasota. Number 3, Phoenix. Number 4, Cape Coral. And number 5, Myrtle Beach. That's what the data is showing that people are moving to. Okay, cool. So where are people moving from? They're moving from Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, and DC. Those are the top 5. So we got the top 5 top 5 places people want to move to, top 5 places that people are moving from. Now, what I find really interesting about this was, once again, I used Redfin and I just went through and I looked at what are the average home prices for each of these markets and how does it compare to Albuquerque? And this is what really blew me away. With the exception of one location, Albuquerque has a lower average home price than all of these locations. All right, so let's get into this list. So once again, the average price of a home here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, $350,000. All right, so of the top 5 places that people are moving to, Sacramento's at $508,000, Sarasota, $489,000, Phoenix, $440,000, Cape Coral, $380,000. Myrtle Beach was the only location that came in under Albuquerque in the average cost of a home at $285,000. Now, I did notice that one thing that's kind of similar about several of these places is they are coastal locations. And so if you are somebody that is concerned about coastal storms and hurricanes, have no fear. Albuquerque is pretty safe from coastal storms and hurricanes. In fact, this is actually one of the few locations that I'm aware of in the country that really has barely any natural disasters. So if that's something that really concerns you and worries you, this is a fantastic location. So let's take a look at the places that people are moving from. So at the first of our list was Los Angeles with a whopping $1 million for the average cost of a home. New York, $850,000. San Francisco, $1.3 million. Seattle, $882,000, and DC comes in at $675,000. This is why I'm so confident in saying that Albuquerque is a fantastic place to move to. Now is the time to move. If you're looking to make a good investment in purchasing a home, this is a fantastic market. As you can see, the numbers don't lie. This is a great place. You should really be considering Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hey, so thank you so much for tuning into my channel, watching the video. I hope you got some really good information out of it. I hope that now you feel a little bit more confident in understanding our market here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and maybe making that decision to go ahead and move here. And if you are considering moving here, please reach out to me. I'd love to connect with you, love to talk with you, answer all of your questions. If you have the means and ability to buy, do not delay. Now is the time. As I've been saying over and over and over again, it could cost you so much if you keep waiting. Don't wait, don't wait, don't wait. If you can buy now, buy now, buy now.